Despite beginning the series on their map choice, Giants falling very short here on Overpass. 16-2 our final score. Hugo, Byron, we did talk about the gap that still exists between these teams, and I think that gap is more evident than ever.
Yeah, I mean, again, especially with question marks coming into the first day on AGO's performance, they lost 16-9 to Heroic. Yes, Heroic played some fantastic CS yesterday, but given the stature of AGO and what they've achieved as of late, it was definitely a question mark on that roster. But now, coming in here again, a bit of a lower tier opposition, but they did really wipe them out the park. It does definitely settle our stomachs. But will they be able to pull it the full distance and take this 2-0, or will Giants bounce back? I find that hard to believe on Inferno, especially when it's AGO's map pick, but again, I don't want to count any team out here.
Yeah, I mean, we did see, of course, Giants reveal their skills yesterday versus North on this very map. That was their opening game, and they did open with 7 rounds consecutive. Yeah. They had a fantastic start. I was starting to believe. But unfortunately, they then started making crucial errors, which were just so clinically punished by a team like North. Again, a massive gap between these calibers of teams. And then we saw those mistakes just continue and continue, right? Whether that be flubbed grenades on executions, whether that be multiple players keeping eyes on the same position. And then we saw this change in North once they realized that they were back in charge of the game. They just started barreling their way down Banana, charging out into alt mid, prying over from the balcony door. And once that happened, once they started exerting their force against Giants, there was just zero answer, and they fell absolutely flat. So I'm sure AGO are aware of what happened yesterday in that opening game, and I'm sure that they may employ something similar on their own.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even call AGO the most aggressive team in the world, especially on that CT side. We never really see, you know, super crazy aggression from them. They kind of like to sit back and wait for, you know, their opponents to come to them. So I wouldn't even be surprised if they just defaulted this game and still took a convincing victory as well.
Yeah, most certainly could. Although I would say that on Overpass, we started to see AGO do that.
Yeah, near the end.
So it's like, even though it's so uncharacteristic of this team, I think that the gap that exists between them is so big. Oh, the Berettas.
With armor as well. We got the raid boss here.
It's been a while. I haven't seen such a buy. But he's just hoping all these players come pushing past. Right now, they're anticipating some aggression possibly from these CTs. While they're aggressively postured towards Banana and not just hiding inside of the bomb sites, they're not overzealous and overextending.
This is what I mean when I say AGO play default. I mean, these are literally the most default positions. You've got man in apps, one on the site, and one on archway. It's not like they're prying at all. And after contact's made in apps, a delayed fall back into the pit from Groovy. And the same story for Tao. He moves towards the sandbags, and he's got a bit of support. Furlan playing that bait position. All he needs to do is get a shot, fall back, and move in once Tao's made the second contact. Well, the Giants are at least focused on Furlan. And with the bomb coming up through to this B site, that seems to be the case as well. But already Tao's going straight in. I think he's got a misread here because he's diving in on his own, left out to dry. Killdream finds that opening frag, and it's starting to fall apart, but look at the damage done.
Oof. There's a headshot. Killdream's done for. Snatchy even drops Roman on the cross. So it'll be a bomb point at the very least. Giants have found themselves a little bit of an opening to work with. Now it is AGO who look to shut down what remains. The retake is quickly on. They've already pushed up towards the coffins. Everybody in this one position, so they are hoping for duels. They'd love for somebody to wide swing so they could all just mow him down, but they will have to take the stance themselves. And as they clear the back of the bomb site, it falls onto Alex. He cannot get anything done. Groovy picks up the kill. The defuse follows suit, Hugo. And that was one hell of a retake.
Yeah, I'd love to know what happened there with the random push on Banana and Furlan to back off. They clearly had a bit of a read, or maybe wanted to go for the gamble and assumed B was empty because there were no footsteps at all. But that was just Giants sneaking their way up. It seemed like maybe they spotted a player down mid, and I didn't actually quite catch that. Very weird rotation from AGO. But hey, it doesn't matter when you find retakes like that. Snatchy even attempting a knife at the end of the round. So Pistol taking their way. And now AGO in this event are 4 for 1 in pistols, whereas Giants are 1 for 4. That's definitely not a good stat for the Giants here coming into this game, already considering the fact that they're massive underdogs, and then on top of that, they can't even find pistol rounds to bolster their starts of these maps.
Technical issue here with Roman at the moment. Fret not, he will be back in action. Roman, I'm trying to think yesterday, did he have anything unbelievable on Inferno? I don't believe so. It did just fully come off of Killdream at the start of the game, and then OBJ tried his best to chime in, but I think Roman was relatively under the radar.
Yeah, 11 kills, 20 deaths. Nothing too crazy, but again, we only really saw Killdream come to life in that matchup. And it was a fairly short-lived matchup. They only got the first 7 rounds and then kind of fell apart, finding 1 out of the next 17. So Giants not having the easiest of first days.
It's never fun to go from a 7-0 lead to an 8-16 loss.
No. I can agree with that. And it's a bit of a shame as well. They've had some considerably tough opponents here in this event already. I mean, the first game being North, the second game being AGO. Like those aren't teams that you really want to face. If you come into this event, you want to, honestly, jokes aside, you want to face someone like VP who is struggling right now. Someone who's on a downward spiral. Yes, okay, we have VP, a legendary team with legendary players, but at the moment they're struggling. That's a team that Giants could realistically upset in some world, but. Right here, right now, up against AGO, it is not looking too good. But we're early into the second map. However, the SMGs are where the Polish love to get aggressive here. Furlan showing that down banana. Snatchy middle, similar story. And a nice clean round, almost. But there will be nothing more from Arky. So only 1 casualty. AGO are going to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, they most certainly should be. It's definitely an extra bang for their buck. Cash in the coffers. What should be an easy chance in the next one. Oh, wait, we had a pistol round bomb plant, so yeah, we do have the buy. All right, they're going to come in early with it.
And that's why these 3 SMGs are even more interesting.
Yeah, very much so. So, double M4 off of AGO. See if this cohort of Giants towards Banana can get themselves an opening kill, because you can see these CTs ambitious to get things started. We had a great gun round on Overpass to kick it off from Giants. And it's starting to look good because they've gotten both frags over towards the B site. They could continue on if desired, but it's not necessary. And I'd say that the smoke down at their feet will prevent things for now. So let's burn some time off of the clock, recompose, and possibly regroup with a numbers advantage.
And who is it that got the first 2 opening kills here for the Giants? It's Killdream, the player who stood out in Inferno yesterday up against North. So already showing that he's not a one-trick pony. He's back at it again, and towards the B site, we still only have 1 player. He's considerably passive. If Snatchy loses his duel here and goes down, this round's over, and the other players have to save. But if he can find maybe 1 or 2 kills, maybe just maybe, AGO can be convinced of a retake. But they're so deep in pit, this is going to be such a long rotate. Snatchy really needs to buy some time for his team, and now he's going to really be calling for reinforcements. 30 seconds on the clock as the push is coming through. He gets spotted, does find 1, surely no more as he's already tagged up. And with that, do they even attempt it?
I think they would. AGO, they can tend to make reserved decisions, but maybe not. All right. PHR is going to run around, try and upgrade a gun, I'd presume.
Look for a lurk.
Groovy would love to find himself an exit frag here, but he doesn't want to be too ambitious. Remember, right? We had 3 SMGs coming into this, but he does still have his M4. Giants getting a couple of kills towards Banana is what definitely enabled them to hit up the B site. They want to get out of here with as little losses as possible. And that looked really scary for a moment, but both of these Giants will eject towards CT spawn. They'll live to fight another day.
At least that gives a guarantee of PHR having Banana for the taking, so he can run up and grab a gun. It's not exactly the best of situations there for AGO, but again, if we look back to Overpass, it's the same thing, except it was 3-1 start. We had the first buy round taken by the T's of Giants, and that's kind of where the game fell apart. But is a reset even doable here? We do actually have more rifles than the previous, and actually a fair amount of utility here. I didn't think AGO would have this much money after 2 rounds, but take into account they did get a nice clean SMG round for that anti-eco, so if it's possible, they got the utility for it as well. Heavy smokes down Banana. Giants don't want to give it up so easy. They'll fight back.
Lots of pressure being applied out. Going to target downwards, and OBJ slays both players, but PHR is going to hit him right back. Headshot and a bullet between the eyes. Killdream is down, and OBJ is lucky to have survived that engagement. 3 HP the difference, and PHR wants more.
I don't blame him. AGO love hunting back man advantages when they get stripped away, and this is a dangerous one at best, but he gets one, only one. And the player who only had a couple of points of HP as well, so that's not the frag you want if you're PHR, and he goes down as a result. The quick flank might be perfect, and they line up, but he only finds a single kill. Snatchy's now made this round a reality for AGO, but Vodafone Giants, they have the B site.
He's going to try to spam the smoke, not connecting any damage whatsoever. Bomb now crossed into the site. As they lay another one down, the smoke grenades will be fresh, both on coffins and towards half wall, where they'll boost. Snatchy's going to go up and over, but he needs to go above and beyond. These last two players, both of which are allocated in the back of the bomb site, they will have a Molotov on Alex, and look at Snatchy just so honed in on this position. There's no way for them to know both T's are back there. An ambitious setup that they're not even going to try to go for, so it seems.
No kit, really no chance. The kits will drop down back Banana, and they had no idea where these players were. Maybe if they'd given an opportunity due to an overface or some noise and information and go, okay, one's in Banana, we can isolate that duel and give it a go. They weren't given any opportunity. It was AGO forced to walk into what realistically could have been a crossfire. They didn't know.
Yeah.
So no information, good utility usage from the Giants, and they pull it out. So a rifle round again here for the T side. They're making this one a reality. Nice shots from OBJ as well. And that, Connor, has finally put Vodafone Giants in a position where they can put AGO down on eco. We have no money here saved up. A couple of $1,000 per player, some USPs in round number 5, and an opportunity to find a third. Giants surely taking the lead in this round.
Although,
yeah.
Snatchy's in the back of this B-bomb site with an AK. And it does seem like Giants want to set their sights here. And they are throwing grenades up and over. You see that bomb floating back, so it's not a full commitment just yet. They'd love to get some kills first, soften up their targets, make their job that much easier. Now both guns are in position.
But the bomb isn't. It's not committed. That's the thing. And with that kill coming through on the A site, it's definitely slowed the Giants down. Although they look to stampede their way into B right now with a utility being set up, Molotov to clear any mid-aggression that would be likely to come out in this kind of round. Again, we have pretty nothing to play with on 3 of these players here for AGO. One of them already dead. And now it is going to be these 2 rifles on the B site, tried and about to be tested. The challenge coming through. Groovy finds one as a flash hits his face, and Snatchy's still on the boost despite being blind. Doesn't matter. He's going to go for the spray. Completely whiffs it. Groovy doubles it, but again, surely nothing further can do here. Only a default pistol. He may have dropped the bomb, but this is going to be too much to ask for, and that's the round for Giants.
Yeah, Snatchy misses his opportunity. That could have been huge because you see the way the USPs even come into this round, finding a little bit of impact. Flank was there too, so could have been better, but a single missed whiff isn't the end of the day. It's not the end of the world either. It's another buyback for AGO. We've got grenades behind this. No AWP play yet at all.
That's been more down to money than anything. I mean, we don't even have kits here for AGO. They're only just getting this buy, and even then I feel like they should have prioritized at least one defuse kit, but I guess retakes aren't as common on this map, and that's one of the reasons why you want that utility. You want to hold out these Ts, cycle smokes, bring us down to the last 20 seconds of the round, but it seems like early is going to be the Giants' choice for now. It's fast, up through middle. Groovy trades one, but he's going to be mollied off. Smoke to keep him alive, but surely he can't get out of here alive. He's just trying to with utility, but they throw it right back in his face. And Groovy, how the hell does he get 2? Even back on the pistol, somehow only just dead. And while PHR's caught out of position, trying to rotate out the pit, the bomb is down.
Yeah, Tao, he was managing to get that kill over towards Arch side. Nice fallback there from Groovy. It pulled him into the open, and it allowed Tao to get the kill. Furlan spots a body, and Arky's just going to blow his brains out. Bomb's still on the dirt. Tao's managed to push his way out, and this player has no vision, but now he's in the flames, so he has to double back. And in doing so, Roman finds the kill, the round on top of it. 4-2 start for Giants.
Yeah, even though they only get away with 1 player, they're going to be so happy with that. It's another round that's putting AGO down on pistols. It's another opportunity to actually build up some money here for Giants. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an SMG, but no, they stick full with rifles, want to play this safe. And a good decision to make. 4-2 up. Again, for those who weren't tuning in yesterday, Giants opening game, they went 7-0 up against North on this exact half of this exact map and still lost 16-8. So, a good start to this map, but the question is, how long will it go on?
Yeah, we have to put an asterisk next to this for the moment. And that is only of their own doing, but this was a clean conversion round. 5 players up. Smiles, Hugo. Energy. This is something that we haven't seen from Giants, and understandably so. They got whooped on an overpass. Hopefully this is the kind of situation that reinvigorates them a little. Could put them back on track. It's still, as you said, a tall task, and you've yet to have to deal with this. Snatchy's AWP.
Yeah, triple B setup as well for AGO, throwing it straight into this round. Heavy utility. They want no rushes here from Giants. And what this typically is, you know, 3 players down towards B, throwing in their nades, and then one of them rotating off. If they take some banana control as well, that'd be nice. But Furlan's going to get burned down. Tao as well. Bit of a kick in the teeth as he's on 50 HP, and AGO are not getting the... Oh, sorry, they are getting the free banana control, but they're getting a lot of losses for it. That was not worthwhile. In fact, they're so low on utility now. 3 smokes and an incendiary is all that's left. The Vodafone Giants have 1 minute and 15 to try and burn that out. And they've got plenty of nades on their own.
Nobody actually down towards Banana in order to keep eyes on that flank, but they are wary of it. Can they break through this stack? They're going to have to go through the flames. Ruby gets his gun back out. He hits the player falling down. PHR then clotheslines the next one, and that's the bomb thrown out into the open. But Snatchy's going to feel this pressure, and Roman's catching a kill. So there is still certainly a chance here, because look at the HP from these CTs. Everybody tagged up, but everybody's still standing here on the A site. It's been just cut down to a grueling halt. They've lost bomb on top of it, remember that. So Alex, now the last man up, the saving grace. And he gets nothing more than 1.
Massive round from Groovy as well. In fact, the previous map was not so much of an individual impact from anyone. It was a team game. I mean, these last couple of rounds have been Groovy finding multi-kills nearly every time. 2 massively important shutdown kills on that A-bomb site from the pit. And of course, Snatchy doubles up as well. These are the kind of players you expect to be stepping up here for AGO, and it's good that they are doing so into the rifle rounds, but still Giants hold a 2-round lead. They've got money as well. That flawless anti-eco just a couple of goers meant that they can still buy up for now, but they're going to need to make something of this, and it can't be mincemeat as AGO try and burn them down like a barbecue on this B bomb site. Alex makes his way to the top, but flashed off. This utility is so strong for the Polish, and they're going to try and challenge that to their own demise. Kill Dream again. Double opener on the B site, and even though they won't burst on, that's a massive man advantage to take.
Yeah, huge, especially as it didn't cost them much in the form of utility. They just relaxed, hung out, and waited for AGO to expend it on their own. Now they've even elicited, again, more grenades. Off of a single smoke, we see the Molotov, the frag come out of this rotator towards the B site. So Groovy's just sitting on a smoke and flash, and Alex sits in the corner. Going to continue to use this utility as pressure and pick up kills as well. In the meantime, Snatchy just found a frag inside of the boiler room, and he has a slight gap to work with, but it's not going to pay off for him because his ankles are seen. And Roman blasts out his spleen, putting it onto PHR, the last man left over.
Yeah, and they've already negated this factor as well. They've already run towards that A-bomb site with the bomb. Roman in the spawn is going to get off a reload. He was low on ammo, but that's heard. However, it won't matter. Nice round from Vodafone Giants. 3 kills to Kill Dream as well. The exact player we wanted here. And now they're keeping this lead, Connor. This is starting to look like a game. I
mean, look, we talked about how AGO aren't the type of team to get aggressive, and now we're seeing them just throw their bodies into the open versus this banana control. So I understand you don't want to give up banana for free, and of course, you know these players are down here. You would burn them into the open with your Molotovs, but it's starting to cost you. You've given 6 rounds to Giants on this T side. I can't help but feel like when we see AGO back into the guns, Hugo, it's going to be a very different stance. It's going to be much more reserved, and they're going to force Giants to go through the motions, because where Giants were losing yesterday was in their mistakes on hitting the bomb sites, not properly flashing, screwing up both smokes and Molotovs. Let them make those mistakes again, and I think we're going to watch AGO still finish strong.
Yeah, you know they've realized their mistakes of yesterday where they allowed North to just get in their face and bully them. Now we're seeing Giants play a lot more reserved early round instead of going for quicker executes. And that means that, yeah, okay, AGO are trying to do exactly what North did in terms of a lot of rampant aggression, but it's not working out, as you said. So I agree. I think a bit of a change is in order. And while we sometimes critique teams too much for not taking enough banana control, it goes both ways. There's neither a right nor a wrong answer. It's just subjective, and AGO are realizing that their decision-making so far has not panned out. A 7-3 on the board, more than likely here, with the Giants taking the empty A bomb site and creeping their way, crawling through the arch. But the problem is AGO are triple stacked up on that B side of the map, so even though there's low time, Giants are going to have no problem getting this bomb down and securing 5 alive at least. And, I mean, I wouldn't even bother going hunting here. You know AGO don't have a thing.
Will they hunt Hugo? Hell, will AGO go on the hunt?
Probably.
Why not? Look to deal some damage, right? If you're attempting to turn things around, then you're going to want to soften up the economy.
Oh. They just smoke it off. Giants playing careful. They don't want to take any risks. And of course, they can spam through that smoke. They have rifles. AGO have pistols, not equipped to deal with that. And 2 players left up for AGO. They'll save the guns, although very limited at that.
Berlin kept his CZ.
It's money.
$500 is $500.
That's what you tell all the ladies.
As if I have $500.
Well, Giants, they are going to be rolling in the money after that round. 7-3. They keep everyone alive. They now have at least 3,000 on every player here. Money is starting to pile up for the T's, and with a strong lead into this half as well. We're going to need AGO to bounce back, but it won't be here or now because it's again CZs and armor, a couple of bits of utility. And the Giants fully in control once again.
Off the frag grenade. Ruby will be blasted back. Killdream has so many frags now towards this banana.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the only place I've seen him stand.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, most certainly not. AGO clearly wanting to go toe-to-toe. Tau wanting to welcome it in. It's going to deal damage, and it's substantial, but it's not enough to drop Killdream. OBJ's trying to give chase to the player inside of the bomb site. Woo! Through smoke, not a problem. AGO cut down to only 2.
Yeah, this is obviously just going through the motions now. Pistol rounds for AGO finding no effect. It's all towards that B site. Pretty much every round. We've not seen any A executes, really. We saw 1, and that was where AGO shut it down with Groovy finding 2 from the pit and Snatchy getting a double on the back of the site with the AWP. In fact, that's one of the few rounds AGO have actually had that scoped cannon, and it worked out wonderfully for them. So they're hoping to bring it back in with this double eco. It will allow for that. They're going to have the money to even double off it if they want, but that's difficult on the CT side of Inferno. And not a team that consistently even picks up the double AWP on most maps, so I wouldn't expect that, but we'll see. Maybe that's you know, what they need in terms of a change.
That's 2 players who, without Valve's change to the CZ, would have been dead this round.
Yeah?
Yep. 8 HP, headshot CZs. And yet, both still stand.
That's good. The less kills with the CZ, the better, in my opinion.
I just feel like even with the changes, you know, sometimes I'm like, it's not enough, but that's an instance and a round whereby, you know, you keep 2 AKs up because of it, so notable. And noteworthy is a buy round for AGO. We haven't seen too many. This is an 8-3 lead, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for them to crumble, though. I've seen this before. That's in the back of my head, and I know AGO are the better team here. It's like, can they keep this up? If they can keep this up for the entire first half and take some sick lead, like a 10-5, hey, I'll believe. I'll dream for a moment. But in the back of my head, I know that AGO have only lost 1 pistol round this entire event. Vodafone, they've only won 1 pistol round, so...
And Giants have thrown a substantial lead just yesterday.
On this night.
It's, you know, you have these reservations not only because AGO are the better team, but also because Giants taught you something yesterday. Yeah. And that is that they are susceptible to these kinds of flubs. Ooh. So, it's criticism deserved, but Snatchy's going to get flashed, caught on the corner, and still he gets away. That could have been such a tilt-inducing moment. Still a stack up towards Arch. Remember, 2 players there side by side with the Opper, but now they're going to start to move around, and this could be awful timing if Giants had executed forward at that moment. But again, they're going to cool their jets. They're going to take their time. And there's been no rotate from AGO, none whatsoever. They are holding hard in that B bomb site. A perfect flashbang to PHR takes him down without a fight. But Snatchy, well, he's got some life in him. And Groovy, well, he's back inside of the bomb site. He manages to get the kill just before going down. And Snatchy's still here. He's being given targets aplenty and even again a chance to fall back. But how does he deal with the player towards Graveyard, who now has such a strong position? They have the Molotov on Furlan if they want to expend this. But that's going to be prioritized where? Yes, it is used to get Arky out into the open, and that's two fantastic frags. This retake is definitely on. Roman fully blinded, and he's been spotted already, so that was clinical.
That is like the most AGO retake ever. It's so good, it's so clean, everything goes perfectly for them. The Molotov to burn out the player on Graveyard, the flashbang to blind the third man as well, and they of course double peek, and although we have that T-side crossfire from the site to the Graveyard, AGO do the exact same. They hold their own crossfire. So fantastic work from the Polish. They're going to get back in this game. It's been a bit of a while since we've seen them pick up a round here on the CT side, so that's certainly what they needed if they wanted to stop Giants from running away with this half. Of course, it's still a lead for Giants. They're still holding on to an 8 rounds on this T side, which is fantastic, but AGO looking to pull this back into their own hands for now.
Have you noticed that we haven't had this forced banana control yet from AGO? Ever since they've been back in on the gun rounds, they did exactly what we could have expected, which is stand into the default. Even though Giants didn't make any mistakes on that A execution, in fact, their flashbangs were great. PHR was full white. What it boils down to is just the retake of AGO, right? Which is another benefit of just playing reserve. Sure, you're not only not dying in the opening few seconds, but you're going to get those retake attempts, which clearly they can do.
Yeah. Play to your strengths. At least AGO did that in the previous round, but for now, it's the B site, which has consistently been a bit of a problem. We've not seen many executes in 5-on-5s on B, in fact, any. So this will be a bit of a switch up. It's usually a pick for Giants before they hit the site, but now they're going to go in 5-on-5. Furlan, he's going to be hung out to dry, left alone. Tao has been completely smoked off. He might dive through, and that's good timing because there's a smoke down his face and 2 kills right in it. 2 frags to Tao, make it a third. And even though Arky trades, it's still a massively favorable round for the Polish.
Alex.
Oh.
Alex, no. Sometime that comes back to cost you, and that's one of those moments. Yeah. Whoops.
That's unlucky.
Oh, well, it did, of course, come down to Tao doing this. Gets the kill through smoke first, which is beautiful, then clears the man above, and in the last few waning bullets, he's managed to get himself a third. So beautiful stuff, aggressive stance, and he's trying to help out his player in the back of the bomb site. Understandably so. Again, utility was on point for the side of Giants, but just dealing with those heavy hitters from AGO. Suddenly, what was a substantial lead for Giants could still end in an 8-7 half. Missed flick, Snatchy not going to pick up his opening kill, but Bomb still sits back in spawn. And Giants, well, they're just going to play it cool.
They've got the utility. They just want to get rid of AGOs for now, try and burn down the clock a little bit. It is Inferno after all. But Snatchy, he really wants this pick. He doesn't want to overextend, but constantly refacing back in towards middle, and he might just catch the timing. OBJ, unlucky. He jumped up out of that pit and right into the hands of Snatchy. So AGO with a man advantage here. A pretty important round to do so as well, as this will set them up to try and find 7 in the half, and there's only 2 left. Snatchy not content with just a single kill in this round. He's going back in for more. And Groovy's actually going to back off in the meantime as well. Snatchy has a great opportunity to get a pick and fall back, but the flashbang blinds him up.
I prefer seeing this mid-round aggression from AGO as opposed to aggression at the start. It's not as blind. It's more calculated and informed. And albeit costly, as Snatchy does drop after a single kill further. Well, it opens a bit of a door towards this B bomb site, but of course, seeing as Furlan was nearly alone, he decides to go all the way back in behind the new box. This is both the B site players for the CT side, incredibly low on health, and yet still they stand. Furlan almost dropping Alex, but he will get himself a 1 versus 2 clutch attempt. And with the bomb down, the retake's on. Coming in quick and hot is Groovy. He's going to get himself the final kill, and AGO will take at least 6.
Would have to been the ace for Alex to win that round in a pretty unlikely situation. He only had 3 bullets left in the mag as well, so as that flashbang came in, no chance to spray and pray. Had to just tap, and yeah, didn't go too well. So AGO back in 6 rounds here on the CT side, setting themselves up to try and win this final one. But the bomb plant, combined with 3-round loss bonus, will be enough money for Giants to put something into this. And of course they have to. It's the last of the half. So at least it's not, you know, default pistols or CZs. They can get some guns in their hands and have another go at this. But again, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Giants have got 8 rounds in the half. Even if this goes 8-7, that's still them winning the half.
What worries me is, like you said, right, pistol stats do tell us a story of AGO's success. So you know that even if Giants do make this half strong, they might have to, you know, kind of ramp things up into the second half. What is that?
Oh.
Just blows them away through ramp?
He had an AWP as well.
You can do that?
Apparently so. Snatch you can. Well, snatching a corpse or a scalp down middle. And now Vodafone Giants setting up towards a B site. A desperation play in the final round of the half. One flashbang over the top is going to pop them through. They play contact. They want no warning for AGO, but that's fine with them. Tao's already opened up, and the flashbang is perfect. Furlan is better. 2 kills, going in for the 30, spraying, pre-firing, but he will go down eventually. Arky only just realizing he got that kill because of the flashbang. But now he's in a 1v4, Connor. I tell you, this one is probably undoable.
Collateral.
Here we go.
Oh, the Zeus.
Oh, come on, AGO. That's just... Oh, dear.
Goofy.
Yeah, I love it.
Silly.
Yeah.
And unnecessary, Hugo. You can't even make money. That's literal BM. But
it's fun. Look at this shot. That was through the... So it wasn't even through the ramp. It was through the yellow building. That's still ridiculous.
A minute flick to the left, and he gets himself the kill. Pounded back is the first casualty of the round. So here we have it, an 8-7 first half. Giants, well, they could have had more, Hugo. Yeah. But they let off the gas pedal towards the end of those first 15.
If they can't win it with 8 rounds on the T side, they weren't going to win it anyway. That's the thing. And they're so, like, again, knowing the fact that AGO have been so good at pistols already this event and just generally are a great pistol team is really worrying me here. We could even have a 10-8 and then AGO win a buy round and then it's, you know, an anti-eco 12-8, and that's when things start to really fall apart. And we've already seen Giants, how they deal against teams who just get long streaks of rounds. Look at that North game yesterday. Yeah, exactly. They were so unable to break through, despite even having full round loss bonus. So there's still a challenge that lies ahead, but at least they did something more than just 2. Definitely. Right? An improvement is noteworthy. See if they can handle this T side from AGO. It'll be up to the poles to now dictate the pace, set the tempo. Ooh. Leave the guy alone. He's just trying to walk back to the bomb site, Hugo. It's unnecessary, but also insignificant. 6 HP the difference now. Roman's still up. Killdream curious towards Banana. We did see AGO go incredibly quiet once they swapped to the T side of Overpass in the pistol round. Remember how patiently they just waited? And the only thing they've proactively done this time is cleared out apartments. I wouldn't even be surprised if they show the bomb on A and drop back towards this Banana. They've still got 2 ramp players sitting around the bottom of mid. So AGO, I don't think this is even going to be an A commitment. Again, look at the utility they have. This is perfect for a B play. You can get that Molotov down towards back box, which is such an important position for a USP player. You can double smoke Coffin and CT. You've got the flashbangs to get you in. I mean, AGO are poised for this B play. And yeah, it is exactly that. They show contact on A. They shoot their Glocks. They keep the Giants honest. And now it is going to be down towards B where the real push comes in. Killdream, he's not even going to have confirmation of this either. What? That's not fair. Just gushed instantaneously as they round the corner. We do have OBJ come back in, but the smoke's a little bit late here. They will finally lay down the law, or at least attempt to. First player to the back of the site is dead. The second falls just as quick as the first. 5v3. Nice pistol round from AGO. I really like that. And many layers. And they didn't kill Dream, right? That Molotov just forced them out from U-Box. It forced them out into the open and they get the kill. This is just perfect from AGO. They're playing everything to perfection, but Arky, he's taking a leaf out of their book and 2 headshots to count. He's trying to come back in with a retake for Vodafone Giants, but A 3-on-3 and time already ticking down. Groovy hitting his headshots and he's doubled it. Maybe a third. So much damage he switches out to the Glock. And Groovy's done it. 3 on the pistol and 8 for AGO. They are back in this game. Even Stevens.
I think that's one of those situations where it's like, okay, clearly you can still hit headshots regardless of your tier of CS, right? Like Arky comes barreling back in through construction, gets himself a couple crisp kills. Speaking of which, that one tap from Groovy was pretty gnarly. So 3K to finish off the pistol. And the result of this is AGO again definitely padding those pistol stats. Looking to reap the fruits of their labor. We'll utilize the guns and the SMGs. We've already found contact and a kill towards B. Make that a double down. Bombs all the way in spawn, so nobody can really commit off of this. But if Ferlin finds this duel, let's get a little curious. Had Snatchy not been there, they'll control the weapon, and then again, that bomb will come over. So this is clearly in the bag of a go. The question will be, can these 2 remaining CTs survive with just their pistols?
Will Groovy let them, is the question. Tao could also go hunting once this bomb's down because they have the manpower to defend that bomb site, and of course there's no way Giants will be able to win this retake. Unequipped and unenthused by the prospect of rotating off this A site, they just try and sit back and relax and wait for the cavalry to arrive, and AGO's certainly going to be bringing someone. Tao's running away, looking for these chasing frags. And even if he goes down, it doesn't matter. It's still the eco coming up here for the Giants in the following round, so he could even run a Glock and be absolutely fine if they want to save money, but I wouldn't be surprised if he reinvests. AGO love a good bonus round, as we've already seen. And Tao, will he catch the right corner at the right time? That's a yes. Roman dead, and 1 man left up in the apartments. Tao won't see him for now, but hey, that's a successful round if you ask me.
Yeah, you denied at least 1 of 2 guns and make a little extra cash in your pocket. Chump change. He'll take it. They'll also welcome this lead. They've reestablished it. This is the first time this map we've seen them have a round advantage over Giants. How the mighty have fallen. Other than, of course, what was saved here from Arky, there's nothing else invested in this. And they go straight up for the 5-man B stack. Now, this is where we've seen the T's already try and apply some early pressure. So I won't be too surprised if they just throw Ferlin in here. They've left bomb back by ramp. If they get confirmation on the numbers here from the Giants, then I'm sure they just go immediately into the A site. But a smoke will delay the process.
If we look at last round as well, Snatchy got 2 entry kills into the B site and just ran with his knife out. So confident it was empty, right? That's maybe part of the reason we have this B stack. If Snatchy was just to go as ballsy as that and run in after finding a couple of headshots, maybe they could catch him out and, you know, things can snowball out of control. That's how you win these rounds if you're on USPs, but it's a default hold from Ferlin. Yeah, okay. Happens to the best of us, but either way, that kill's not going to be too impactful because he had no rifle on his back and AGO have a bomb site under control.
Nice, guys. We got a kill. What do you have? It's easy. It'll still be thrown onto Roman. See if they can use these 2 upgraded pistols to get themselves anything else. Arky's Kevlar still worth saving, you could argue. Not much to gain other than just chipping away at AGO. Of course, that momentum could just snowball so quickly. Remember, once Giants swapped halves yesterday versus North, fell flat. It was dead. They got 1 CT round. That is it out of 9.
It's always in the back of your head, isn't it?
Yeah, it has to be. Unfortunately, it has to be, right? Especially for players like this who aren't going to have as much experience on a stage. It's not like they can, you know, take a pause and go, guys, remember that time we came back from a 13-2 lead? That has never happened. You've just lost. So, unfortunately, it's going to be, again, a challenge, but I'm sure they're up for it. 2 points the difference isn't that bad. And now finally they'll have guns. So let's see if they can improve on a CT side, which, again, as we said, just died yesterday.
Oh, those odds. Never fun, but there's an opportunity here in this round. OBJ's on that AWP, and he's going to barrel down mid. Doesn't find the pick, but does give away the fact that the CT side have an AWP and AGO. Well, they'd love a free orb. A discount. Ferlin, he's hunting up on B. The flashbang was perfectly set up from his teammate. He's going to be able to find lots of damage, but spread across 2. So Both players still standing, and they can fall back with that man advantage. They want no more control of the banana. The only problem with that is we don't have a single bit of utility on that B site left.
That's very true. There was a moment there from Ferlin where you just know he should have just not chased, right? But just wanted his kills so badly, it ends up costing him. So despite the damage being dished out to Giants, I'm sure they'll still happily take this situation. The only thing that is bewildering to me is that we haven't had an exchange from Giants. They haven't put a single fully health player over towards this B bomb site. You think maybe just swap with the Archman, but you do see OBJ starting to get a little bit closer towards this B site. AGO's making noise here, so it's certainly going to be heard by the man above. Kill Dream denied as Snatchy flicks up, and then PHR will drop Alex. So that liability on the B bomb site is now an opening used by AGO, and you could so easily see these CTs convinced to save. No utility for the retake, and only a single kit with an op in the equation, which would be just gifted over to the terrorists.
Yeah.
You don't want to give that to Snatchy.
No, and this save's a good call to make, but again, it's coming down to, like, this map is so save heavy at times. And Giants, yes, they can save here. It's the first rifle round on the CT side, but they've got to eventually start retaking rounds. We can't let them, we can't see them fall into that hole of just saving almost every single round, which some teams will just do on this map. I think North is a good example at times. And yeah, it can be dangerous in terms of actually trying to win rounds. And at least for now, it's okay, because of course that was undoable. But in the future, how much are they going to be able to buy up around this? Because AGO are the ones with the cash in their hands right now. Vodafone Giants, not quite the same luxury. They've got a bit of money, but they're going to have to drop over some guns to those two B players.
Remember that last round as well, there was certainly a chance for OBJ to find an opening pick when he tried to pry down alt mid.
Yeah.
So it was simply a missed shot, which cost them a 5v4. Curious to see if he gets that level of aggressive again. He will decide to head out towards the B bomb site, and yes, he does take an early stance, but this time it's going to cost him. These T's so prepared. They will barrel forward into the third. It is Alex who nearly drops multiple bodies, but he just can't finish kills. And now it's up to Arky, because Roman's still so far away. And putting down a smoke like that could afford him the ability to push forward. You know they have to be wary of it, so don't be surprised if AGO just cool things down. There is no prioritized plant until now. Ferlin, over the top, leaves this on to Arky. This round could have gone so differently, Hugo, had just a little bit more damage been connected to the right bodies.
That's always the worst way to lose it, but there's nothing Arky can do, and again, he doesn't know the actual HP of the players up. Combined with the fact that AGO are probably going to be fairly bruised. Apart from that, Tao will go down on his own, chasing into middle, one player with actual health, and now it's everyone else who's tagged up. So there's an opportunity to get a couple of kills here on the exit, take an AK, keep AGO's economy honest, but again, considering the fact that they've not won a CT round yet, Giants need to start soon. It's not too bad of a round for Arky, but again, 12-8, 4 needed for AGO to knock Giants out of this tournament.
This was a nice kill.
Yeah, he saw him on the jump.
And then just lined it up and dropped him.
Yeah.
Because smokes aren't walls, Hugo.
No.
This is always one of the fun things about DreamHack Opens, is that we do get to see these types of teams on stages that, you know, you more often than not going to see. The sad reality of it is when all of a sudden, you know, you're reminded of just how big of a gap there is in tiers of Counter-Strike. So it's like, this just reaffirms to us, AGO's great.
Yeah, and of course, you say the sad part, but I think that's a great part.
Yeah,
it just shows the level of some of these players, you know, from your matchmaking games to your leagues to your, you know, local lands, and still you're only just at the bottom, or sorry, you're still only touching the tip of the iceberg. There's still so much more to get to. And I'm sure this is going to give some motivation for Giants to go home, work on what has happened this event, if they are to lose here. And AGO, they want to send them home. They want to send them packing. Tao is chasing up through that mid position. Wrapping Archer already. It's a solo man on the A bomb site who's left to defend it all. Everything to do and not much to do it with. He's been spotted. And AGO are hunting from above. The graveyard position from Tao and a well-timed nade combined with the peak is going to be all they need. PHR cleans it up. And that's the A site open for business.
And then shut. Already called to the save. Like you said, sometimes Inferno can just convince you into this trend of constant saving, but I mean, AGO will happily take this. They're at a point where you keep your guns, we have the rounds, and we have the momentum.
6 T-sides rounds in a row here from AGO, off the back of that pistol start that we knew could happen, and very much has happened. This has been incredible pistol rounds from AGO all tournament long, and that looks like that may continue for them as well. OBJ trying to save this AWP, desperately doesn't want to give it away to Snatchy. I'd be surprised if he even took it. We're just seeing AGO go for really fast-paced rounds. Maybe he wants to have a bit of a DM with it, but there's no real need for this AWP here for AGO. They're doing fine with the rifles. Some good saving exit kills from the Giants once again, but amounts to very little in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it'll at least make them best equipped for this round, which is something.
Yeah.
I do want to see them add a couple more to the board. Try and cut down AGO before that lead becomes insurmountable. An aggressive stance from OBJ again. Now remember, on the last peek towards A side, he missed his shot. Then he went to B and died. And he's got to be cautious, because if Snatchy stands up, woo, that could have been close. Just as he rounds back the corner, Snatchy emerges from his slumber. There's also a scout in play. Take note of that. Belongs on Alex. And currently, he stands over here towards the B site.
Combined with the fact that they have all these HEs and Molotovs as well, the scout can actually be really, really lethal at the best of times. You know, if you get a tag and throw in an HE grenade, you can easily clean up a kill. Tao's forced in front of the Molotov. He can't run back, so he tries to bait out a peek, but utility usage is good so far from the CT side. They are keeping him there. Here's Molotov going through, but Arky dropping the first player means that Giants now have that man advantage, something they haven't had for a while. OBJ even doubling it down, and now it's AGO just pulled himself out of a very compromising position.
Yeah, if Snatchy can reel himself back into middle and then group up with the B players, that could be it, or it's just going to simply be a 2v2. They hear the departure, though. They understand that Killdream's thinking about wiggling over towards that A bomb site, and sure enough, Snatchy did get himself away from the danger at A. Look at Giants, Hugo. They're not even going to move off of this A bomb site yet. They are uncertain as to what's coming their way, and they have 30 seconds to find out.
Well, they're about to find out here and now. Alex caught out of position, throwing that incendiary down, and Furman's going to get the entry, but a double trade back will be all they need. Snatchy cut off from the bomb site by the flames, and well, he will have a chance to put the bomb down. He expects another player to be here, and OBJ, he is here, but stuck in the CT spawn. The last position he would have checked. And that will be the round for the CT side. Finally, Connor, they're here on the board. They just need to make sure they don't get reset, because you know AGO have money. Yeah,
that was really good utility usage over on lane. They knew the player was up close. You saw that little bit of an engagement between Arky and the T's.
Okay.
Why not?
I thought the smoke was down. That's why I was confused.
I was wondering. I was like, there must have been a gap, or else that's just gnarly timing.
I thought it faded.
Nope. Just magnificent. So, as said, right, Arky double frag grenade, softened up the target, then he baits the players into extending towards lane. The flashbang could have actually caught Snatchy as well, but they just didn't force the issue. And I like that. Even though you know there's a player on the cusp of the bomb site, you don't want to give him that opening. You don't want him to even get close to equalizing the kill count. And they didn't. They forced AGO back to the B site where they ultimately won. But right now, it is Killdream that has to be cautious. You do not want to give an opening here to a go.
Really taking some banana control. The Giants giving that up as they retreat back to the safety of the site. Killdream, though, curious as ever, still positioned aggressively. He's going to be flashed over, I think, by his teammate. Very possible here. Alex is setting one up, so yeah, this is going to be a burst into banana, and AGO, they're going to have a couple of players here. This is not an easy fight for Killdream. Hopefully they'll be blind for his sake, but Furlan was playing anti-flash, one step ahead. He knows there's a player here, but he doesn't expect Alex to reposition in the site, and he will get one, only one, and a little bit of damage on top of that as the B site crumbles below the hands of Giants.
Whoa, PHR on a single point of health, Groovy with 13. That, of course, well, that's going to leave the two fully health players back over towards Banana. So a strong HP'd defense, an anchor over there. Also, no damaging utility here for the CTs to burn out the tag players. If they had a single frag grenade and a Molotov, Hugo, they would just destroy half of AGO, and then this retake would really be on. But A smoke grenade in the face of Snatchy is not going to be enough to convince him to go all in. Arky charges forward, and while Roman trades, there's no time. They literally cannot win this round just now, and Snatchy, well, he wants to get himself some exits. He wants to put the nail deep in this coffin. He'll drop Roman as he falls back for cover, leaving only OBJ.
So an AWP saved here for Vodafone Giants, but again, Connor, exactly what we've been saying all second half. Saving is not enough. And while that was a round they couldn't win due to time, but fantastic work from PHR to even get a kill from the back of the site, being so low. Everyone hitting their shots here for AGO, and while we may have Giants in the server, AGO are showing them who the real big boys are. 14-9. A scrambled buy, a charity shot buy here from the Giants. They've got a Deagle, they've got a CZ, an M4, an AWP, and a UMP. It is not the prettiest, but what can they get done with it? AGO faking out Banana with one player, but it's actually the apps push where the bomb is, and looking like a quick burst.
Yeah, he's leading with bomb, though. This is definitely going to commit a go, and Giants just rotated into the bomb site. Oh, I don't know what I feel about that, Hugo. They're going to try to bail themselves out with kills, and Arch side seems to be the target, but Roman gets wind of the man beneath, and then just spams through smoke. This, to me, was maybe a little too much of a rush situation.
Well, AGO have just been so prolific towards that B site, time after time, slow executes, taking control, that they just probably went, nah, rush A. They won't expect it. Maybe they'll go for a triple B setup early on. And that's very common to see fast triple B setups that eventually convert into a rotation and a normal 3-2. They might have just been trying to catch the timing.
I mean, I'm down with hitting the A site. I'm just not down with leading with bomb.
Yeah, I agree.
Or jumping over balcony before even clearing a corner. I mean, you're trying to offset crosshairs. You're trying to serve as a distraction so the trade frags are there. But the timing wasn't even perfect. And now look at the result of it. You're going to go into a rush round where suddenly now you find yourself just back on pistols. This is their own decision in order to get as quickly as possible back into the buy. But regardless, it's still allowing for Giants to stabilize. And if you're AGO, that's not something you want. Showed you in the first half that they can run around with sprees. There's a little boost going on over the side smoke here towards the B-bomb site, and OBJ is going to continue to shave off the numbers. That's the AK up and over. But he spots nothing. Now he's dodging op shots as Alex fires off.
There's the double peek, trying to keep Alex honest, but it's Killdream to defend him from the back of the pillar. One more, Ruby trades it back. But Alex, he's just going to give up the site, and that's a right call to make. Yes, you're giving a bomb plant, but you know AGO have money anyway. You'd rather win the round and not give an AWP away to hold onto a post plant. That can be so valuable. So now Vodafone Giants can come back in for the retake together.
But he also gave away an AK, and I don't know how I feel about that. Now you have two equipped AGO players. Luckily, for the side of Giants, they have cut it down into half, but Tao's already mowed down two, and he's even gotten himself back into the cover, but he swings wide to his demise, the defuse there to take. And it is going to be Giants with at least one more.
Yeah, it's a pretty fantastic effort from Giants in these last 4 or so rounds, right? They got heavy reset, put down to pistols, and they still managed to claw their way back into this game. It's gone from, you know, this being a complete comeback the way of AGO in the second half, in the sense of just running away with it, to now finally Giants are making waves in the latter portion of the map. Maybe, just maybe, it's still doable, Connor, but I want to see every single round before I'm convinced. And AGO have another buy here. It's loss bonus, it's bomb plant money, and it's some coins behind the couch. AGO trying to get back into this one, but no AWP to counter OBJ, who's had a nice couple of last rounds, finding pickoffs later into the rounds. Not quite the early man advantages, but good retaking.
Start with apps control. We've seen AGO do this, most notably in the pistol, and then fell back into the B-bomb site, so you can predict it yet again. Keeping their T's on ramp as well is a good way to dodge any grenades which could come thrown forward from Banana. But as you can see, Giants, well, they're just more than content to sit back passively. Seems as though the decision's been made. AGO are going to get a little bit closer to the A site. And they make contact, costing Snatchy a quarter of his health. Now this is important because OBJ last time had a lot of impact and was able to halt a lot of players towards Arch, but this time he's completely smoked off. And in the meantime, PHR has found the first entry towards this A site, although Arky's still inside of the bomb site, and he has managed to drop himself too. Simultaneously with OBJ's frag, this does give them a single-man advantage, but it's a bomb plant again for AGO, and we've seen them succeed here before.
They're so good at this A site, but will Vodafone Giants be able to find this retake? It's a similar situation. A Molotov, but going deep, not to the graveyard. So this crossfire is still held intact, and no one forced out from AGO, but it's split. Giants aren't all going in from the same position. We've got the AWP coming up through the library. A couple more on short. Tao's already down. It's just left the Furlan in a 1v3. Does the damage, but he tries to force a second to peek. And Alex will be the second man up through short. Giants with the retake by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, they were playing against the clock. A few more seconds there, and that round's lost. You could see Furlan so fixated on that peek from Moto's side, but it was just delayed long enough for them to clear his flank. 2 rounds the difference now. AGO not here with a buy.
And this is starting to look like a reality for Giants. I've been sitting on this kind of thinking, yeah, eventually AGO will just win the game, but now I'm not too sure. They've only got 1 buy round to even stop Vodafone from hitting 14. Because this is Pistols. This is working off loss bonus right now to try and wait for that to culminate. The Giants in the hot seat right now. The pressure relies on them to continue this comeback. AGO again, smoke set up towards that A bomb site. 3 players here for the CT side. Nothing too crazy. OBJ again forced off the angle on long, back to the library. But they have a smoke for that too, and we've been seeing AGO smoke that off fairly consistently. But this time he's given a sight line. 1 shot through, and Arky joins the party. Already a double man advantage for the CTs.
This one's looking easy. Turned away on all facets of this A bomb site. As Tao dropped 3rd. Killdream could have himself an easy cleanup. And I would say since we've swapped sides, we've really seen this resurgence from OBJ.
Yeah.
And prior to that, you had both Arky, Alex, and Killdream doing work, right? So now we're starting to see Giants finally put all these pieces together. Everybody's starting to do their jobs, connecting kills. And that, in unison, is how they have managed to add rounds to the board. But it is not over yet. It is a good enough showing, but it is still their tournament life on the line. The guillotine looms above.
And look at this round. This is the first time we've seen anything of the sort this entire map. Giants are pushed down mid, or at least Arky is, and he's completely caught one off guard. Support from the AWP keeps the man advantage in their favor, and they still pressure Banana, but Furlan's here, ready and waiting. This time he actually wins the duel. And now it's back down to a 3-on-3 with Alex in the open, holding on with his life, but he will lose it eventually.
Yep, and then the smoke grenade goes down to the cross, so we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty. A 2 versus 2. Both players having kits and utility to play off of. This is going to come down to duels. Molotov burns off the back of construction, and that is, in fact, where Snatchy's going to position himself. We have Groovy over towards Banana, and you can see him clearing flank. These Ts are separated, but now they have confirmation of some presence from the CTs, who are going to have to make a bit of a ruckus. If they close this gap, Groovy could go through. Groovy is going to go in behind them, and that bomb is ticking so quickly. Snatchy just needs to dodge these shots or hit 2 of his own, and he's only going to find himself the 1, but the wraparound from Groovy is what's going to seal the deal. Surprise, surprise! 15 for AGO.
What a sick play from Groovy there. Times it perfectly. Knows because the smoke is down in CT that there's no way they want to wait for that to fade and push through. Instead, he goes around. He flanks the flankers. And it will be winning the round. AGO clawing it to 15. They've guaranteed overtime on their map pick at the very least, but the Giants still have cash to play with. A UMP on Arky, but allows for that utility, and the AWP is still in play, so they're not out of this one just yet.
OBJ consistent in this aggression. It's not going to be spotted because Snatchy's playing a little more reserved to the left side of the ramp. But remember, securing OT in a 1v1 situation is not that convincing from AGO, who now are down in a 3 versus 5. Still, this game's not over.
And this would be the reset, Connor. If they lose this round, they're back down to $1,400. AGO invested everything they have right now, so it's nothing in the next round. They have to win it here, or we're probably going to be seeing overtime. Limitations in manpower here, in numbers for AGO. 2 men down, and not enough damage done to justify that either. We've got the double B play here in the CT spawn as Alex going to flash his way out, setting up Kill Dream here. They spotted him lower, so they might not expect someone on the boost, but AGO don't want to go anywhere towards that site after all. They back off. They've got a couple of smokes left and a Molotov, but it was just a mere fake. They trying to draw rotations by making footsteps back down towards the bottom of mid and catching any more aggressive CT players that we have been seeing. But here's the execute.
Molotov's not going to burn anybody into the open, but Alex just got destroyed. Kill Dream, he's going to reveal himself and falls to Groovy directly after. Now that's a bomb plant next to Coffins. And that's going to be a man advantage for Giants to make this retake happen, but Groovy's going to get aggressive, and he continues to cut them down. He is trying to set up Tau in order for him to succeed, and now he'll have to do so entirely alone. No utility on all 3 remaining players. An op for OBJ, which has been posted up now for about 10 seconds, and an off angle from Tau is not going to connect the kill. We are not done here.
And what a nice attempt from Groovy, but again, this retaking, while it was strong for AGO CT side, Giants are showing that 2 can play that game. It's the 3-on-2 on the A side, it's a 3-on-2 on the B side. They're consistently picking up these retakes, and it is keeping them in this matchup. Try as he might, Groovy cannot power through and drag AGO to that victory in map number 2. It will be at least 1 more round. And in my opinion, Connor, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm expecting more.
Oh, but how many times, Hugo, do we get to the 30th round with a broken economy just to watch it work out?
Especially after a pause as well, the first one that AGO have even employed this entire game.
They are undeniably the better team.
Yes.
These are the kinds of rounds where they look to exert that advantage.
How far will it drag them, and how much money do they have? Because that bomb plant's certainly going to give them a little bit more to work with. But as we said in the previous, that's the reset, Connor. $2,200 plus kill reward. This is what it amounts to. An AK, a MAC-10, 3 CZ-75s. And while they're lethal in the right hands, AGO have to prove they are the right men for the job. York posted already in the middle, and OBJ missing the timing shot as the smoke blooms. It's actually AGO smoking the top of mid to allow them to rush all the way up, and it will be the rush through the apartments where this round culminates. Roman overwhelmed by the pistol, and now the A site. It's open. AGO have control.
And Arky's not going to find any bit of an angle, and now the R trap from Snatchy. How many times? It looks like yet another upgraded to the op, and the nail in the coffin seems to be there. Unless Kill Dream can manage this comeback. Into the A site he goes, but an anchor in the form of Furlan will finish this off. AGO take down the Giants. They've cut them out at the knees. And our first victim here in Valencia.
Going home is the Giants in day number 2. That's such a shame to see, but fantastic performance from them in that second map to actually bring it so close. Again, it cannot be understated. The difference in yesterday's matchup where they played versus North, and North eventually just found a streak of rounds that could never be crunched by Giants. The difference here is that, you know, AGO pulled it back on that first half, and still Giants gave them a close game. Still they fought neck and neck to 30 rounds, but the 30 rounds leading just in the favor of AGO, and that is an awful shame for Giants, but great work from the Polish as usual.
Again, it's at least nice to see AGO kind of restabilize themselves, but this throws something else into the air. We saw them fall to Heroic yesterday, and now we're seeing them on shaky legs here in the second map of this BO3. Although, I would have expected Giants to have improved on Inferno because that is the one map they played yesterday. Yeah. And as we said, we saw these guys fixated on improving. We saw them just trying to pound out and grind as they could, so unfortunately, they've fallen. The hometown heroes are dead.
But I think they're happy with their performance, and they should be. That was a great second map. Unfortunately, they will be going home. But the people that are still here somehow are our analysts over on the desk. Let's throw over to them, see what they made of that game.
You know, I wouldn't quite say that they're dead. That seems a little extreme, but they are definitely out of the tournament at this point. Yes, that is correct. Giants are going home. Now, rather than harp on the loss itself, Chad, Blay as well, what are some of the things that we could say, hey, you can take from this and you can go forward with it?
Do we have to do the silver linings?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you really want me to do the silver linings?
Give me one silver lining, then the rest can just be
The individuals were able to get some multi-kills against a team that was far better than them. They were able to capitalize early on, I suppose, the stubbornness of AGO to constantly take banana control. That's all I got for you, man.
They seem to have like an alright T side, like kind of
one-dimensional.
Kind of one-dimensional, right?
It's the same as yesterday. They were just taking advantage of the fact that Ago weren't adjusting, and then eventually they did adjust. Eventually they changed things up. They realized they don't need banana control. They realized they can have snatchy patrol around the A bomb site with the AWP and get the opening kills. And as soon as they did that, the scoreline was an 8-7 half, where they had such a stark lead. They were in such a position to take that half, potentially 10-5 or more, and then it fell apart because they didn't know how to adjust. And I'm watching the player cams, and I can just imagine what they're saying to each other. It's going down. Well, B worked before, let's go B. But the adjustment was in. You were executing into a bomb site where they were just locking you down. They were saving their utility. You were having to push through. The game changed. You didn't force Snatchy to be honest towards that A bomb site. And this is the difference between a tier 2 team and a tier 4 team, right? There's a big difference about the adjustments coming in and understanding the necessary needs for that. Now look, they did good to get a 16-14 scoreline. They played some good rounds. They had some good individual moments. But in terms of the finesse points of Counter-Strike, it's not there. And that's just the way that was coming into this tournament. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no silver linings. Right. There's just a big difference between Ago and Giants. That's all there is to it. That's just Counter-Strike.
Oh, Chad, he's really animate there. Got
such is life.
Real.
I need to steam the shirt again as well.
Well, we do have
for 45 minutes, and then you got to get on the steamer.
You look great.
Thanks, man.
I'll give you that.
The hair's a mess.
Another man that's looking great is a Victor, and then we're going to have the chance to talk to him right about now, a player from Ago. How's it going, guy? Congratulations.
Teo.
Hello, everyone.
How do we say your name?
Tao.
Toao.
One more time.
Toao or Tao.
Okay, that is quite difficult from a casting perspective to do. So we're just going to rock with my favorite nickname for you, which is Toad. I hope you like that one, but I have a question for you.
I have a better one.
You've got a better one?
Yeah.
What's the better one?
Tapchan.
Okay, well, we'll try and run with that as well.
That sounds good.
But I got a question for you. I like asking the hard-hitting questions off the bat. What happened yesterday?
We are struggling a lot lately, so we kind of expected that after the break we may not come back into the form, but we tried our best and it didn't work pretty much.
Okay, well, I guess you turned it around today, though, with a pretty convincing win. Obviously, the second map got a little bit close, but on the first map, and my sentiment for you guys coming into this was you could play a looser style of Counter-Strike and be more aggressive. Was that your thought process as well?
I mean, we tried to play individually a lot lately because we struggle a lot as a team, so we thought we should play a little bit more as individual. So yeah, we kind of tried to play more aggressive, play more loose style, and today maybe it worked a bit, but they counter us in aggressive mode, so we changed that, and yeah, as we adapted, we kind of won a bit more rounds, and in the end we just had to close this out.
In a very different fashion, I want to ask you a question that's a little bit different. What would you say as being called the best team in Poland?
I think it's a joke right now.
Do you mean Poland or the fact that we're calling you the best team in Poland?
The fact that we are calling the best team in Poland because yeah, we are not playing very good lately, and we are not happy with that. We just don't know what's really the wrong side of it. We try to find the solutions, but it's like all over the place. We don't really find the one solution. If it was one, it would be very easy to like fix it. But it's not one problem we have, and we have to like go for a progress mode again.
Blay, what do you have for the man?
I remember, like, I think it was you who was calling earlier, and then you brought in Grubby, I think, as an in-game leader, like a couple of months back, where I think it was an interview you mentioned. One of you guys mentioned that you're looking for a more free-flowing style, so to speak, right? Has anything changed? Like, are you calling right now, or is Grubby still doing the...
Yeah, as we're struggling right now, we came back to our IGL again. Okay. So I think it's going better and better right now, but it's still, we need a lot more time with it, and we need to find new strats that will work, because our old strats are like, yeah, they are old. They are not working. So we have to like find our game again. We have to find our groove, use our best chances to kill enemies, and find a solution how to get into bomb set and win after the post plant, because we lose a lot of post plant situations as well. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have secured a ticket to face North later on today. It could be a tough road for you guys, but I think you're on the right path. So thank you, and very much a congratulations. We'll be talking to you soon, I'm sure of it, Tao.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So taking away from that, I think there's one thing that I really have to say. I have to get it off my chest right now. The Strafe Esports app that you can pick up right now at the Google Play Store or the App Store. Head over there and get that bad boy and put it right on your phone and follow along all the action here at DreamHack Valencia and perhaps all the DreamHack Opens, Masters.
Ever.
All of it. You can follow it all there. Try it out for yourself. Head over there, pick up the Strafe Esports app, and, well, that's really about all there is to it, isn't it, Blake?
Absolutely, sir. I could have said it better myself.
Yeah?
I'm happy, man.
Well, what about G2 VP? That's where we're going to be going from
That's
here.
why I'm
That
happy.
is the next matchup, one that could very well be a one-sided affair, but only time will tell. That man, Kenny S, is hungry, and he's out for blood here against Virtus Pro. We're going to be going to a quick break. When we come back, it's another elimination match here at the DreamHack Open Valencia.
Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular